All right, let's try this again. Hey everybody, my name's Isela, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys today about life. I think I'm starting a YouTube channel. Get my hair out of my face. People usually ask me what I do to my hair. Nothing. I combed it like this morning. It's curly because I was lazy and I didn't dry it. I use Head and Shoulders original shampoo and like whatever Pantene's on sale at Costco. So there's nothing, no big secret to it. Yeah. I tried to start this video like 3 times. I couldn't get my candles lit. I'm gonna start the timer. Sorry, I'm new to this. I think I'm a clairvoyant. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not crazy or on drugs. And I can prove it. I don't know what kind of clairvoyant I am, but I can see people's shadows, meaning I can see how you see yourself and what you're struggling with about yourself and whether or not you are trying to live through your shadow. So I don't know how to explain what that means, but I was called to look up a picture that I could remember from school, from college. I was an art history major, but you can't take a pottery wheel on a plane. So that was a problem. And if you're an artist, I want to tell you thank you, and that nobody's ever going to pay you enough for what you do. And what you do is valuable, okay? If you can't learn how to appreciate art, if you can't go into a museum and you haven't learned how to look at a painting and appreciate the art in it, then you haven't learned to appreciate your life and the art form that is your life. So the picture that I want to encourage everybody to go look at today is called The Shadow, okay? And it's by Edmund Blair Leighton, I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I don't pronounce words very well. I'm not an expert. The picture's from 1909. It's called The Shadow by Edmund Blair Leighton. And it's a picture of a knight, okay? And he's standing against a wall. It's a crusader knight. He's in his crusader, garb or whatever. And he's being painted by a woman who I assume is probably the love of his life. We don't know if it's his spouse or what the relation is, but let's just say it's the love of his life. And when I first saw this picture, I was like, I didn't know what to think about it. I mean, at first when you look at it, you think, oh, it's romantic or whatever, but the longer I sat with it, and I just sat there in the museum looking at it, and in the picture, there's a ship in the background, okay? So this knight is standing in front of the love of his life, and she's painting him. She's painting his shadow on the wall. But in the background, the ship is there, okay? This guy's like ready to go to war. His ship is waiting. It's already waiting for him. And he's standing there, and he's looking at her like he loves her. Like he knows he's going to leave, and he may never come back and see her again. He's looking at her probably like he knows he's not going to come back and see her again. And she's totally ignoring his face. She's totally ignoring him. And she's focusing on this shadow of him that she's drawing up against the wall. Tracing it very carefully. Why? Why? Why would she do that? This guy's leaving a war. His ship's already there. And she's tracing his shadow on the wall, okay? Well, the thing about shadows is that they stay after people disappear. And that shadow might be the last piece of him she'll ever keep. And that's what makes this painting so sad, is that he's alive in front of her right there, and yet she's painting his shadow on the wall. She's grieving a man who's still alive, basically. And that's what's happening to people. That's what I see in everybody. We're grieving our shadow self. You're grieving this idea of yourself that you created maybe when you were growing up, maybe that you created in the process of growing up, and whether it's the shadow of who you were or who you thought you wanted to be, or the shadow of the person that you're trying to step into, the person that you want to be. Stop living in that shadow. So many people are consumed by, I need to do this, that, and the other to be into the shadow that's projecting in front of me, the person I want to be. And I did all these things wrong or well, or all the crap that happened behind you is in that shadow. And I think a big problem with this are the people in our lives, okay? I think a lot of us evolve to love ourselves for who we are, but sometimes the people around you will see you for your shadow. I struggle with this constantly, especially with the people I love the most. And this is true of family, and I'm not trying to offend my family. I think they're awesome, lovely people, but they've stopped evolving. And I've told them this, look, you're not evolving anymore. And I've gotten responses, well, it's not my business, it's their life, it's so-and-so's life, it's whatever. Yeah, but you're my blood family. That means if I look like shit, you look like shit. And I can't have that. But I can't do anything. You can't do anything for your family either. You can't put them where they need to be, or just slap them out of it and try to get them into the right headspace. But actually you can, and the way to do this is stop seeing them for who they were. Stop seeing their shadow, their mistakes, their hopes, and how you don't think they're gonna make it to them. And oh, I wouldn't go change to that career. I wouldn't do this that way. Oh, that's just, you're not making enough doing that. Your art's not gonna, that you can't make a living that way. Well, fucking maybe not, but I'm gonna find out. Let me find out my way. Okay, so stop living with shadows, your own, the shadow that people project on you, who they think you are, the shadow that you project on others of who you think they're going to be and who they've stepped into, and how you don't think they're going to be that because of where they're coming from. Stop living in the shadow. You aren't the person that you were 1 second ago. So don't think that like that person, don't see like that person, don't love like that person. See who that person was, look at that shadow, and use that shadow as something that, okay, I learned those things, that's who I used to be, and paint something else in front of you. Don't let that shadow cast in front of you. Don't imagine what it's going to look like when you have the things that you want. Just do today really good. I'm not saying don't plan into the future, don't make plans. I'm saying don't freak out when your plans get redirected. Redirection is a good thing. Lean into it. Think about why you're being redirected. Think of all the possibilities, all right? Be your own devil's advocate. So I love you guys. Learn to see the people in front of you for who they are in that moment. Understand who they were in their past. And don't hold it against them, okay? If someone used to be a drug addict, a piece of crap, and they're standing before you, and they look good, and they feel good, and they're talking about good things, see them for who they are in that moment and appreciate where they came from. Don't hold it against them. And if someone's trying to go somewhere and it sounds crazy and you don't think they can do it, like this person wants to be an actress or one thing or this thing or that, and you're just like, there's no way they're going to do that. Nobody knows who you are. Like, who's going to care about you? You wear shitty clothes. And I mean, whatever people tell you, it's going to be the most negative stuff on the planet. Who cares? Those are their shortcomings. That's how they would feel if they were in your position. And you don't feel that way, so take pride in that. So you know what? Well, I'm not scared by it. F it, I'm going to do it anyway. I feel so silly saying F it. Anyway, that's my message. You're 1 out of 8 billion people, and those are just the people that are alive. There's never going to be anyone like you. There's never been anyone like you, and there will never be anyone like you, okay? If you don't believe in God, think about that for a second. Every single person that's ever lived on this planet has been completely and totally unique. Not even your identical twin is like you, okay? That's amazing. Embrace that and keep evolving. If you're not evolving, what does not evolve becomes extinct, okay? And that applies to your soul. That applies to your self-awareness. Be aware of yourself. Be aware of how you want to change yourself. Don't let the shadow that's casting behind you of who you've been, or the one that's projecting in front of you, change you or keep you from changing course or altering the pattern. Life's about patterns. I have knocked stones and crystals a lot in my life. Time on the timer was 9:09 when I said that. So I want to highlight them and bring them to importance and let people know they're nothing to be scared of, and they're not evil. They are what God put on this earth. Whatever God put on this earth, whether you turn it into medicine or you turn it into something that hinders you, a drug that's negative for you. It's put on this earth. Learn how to use it. What you do with it means all the difference in the world. So I have several stones in my pocket, but I'm going to highlight 2 today because I think they're important to this message. I started buying stones in September of 2025, which I think has been which I think was the second awakening in my life. I know I'm a clairvoyant. I don't know what kind, but I know that I can see people's shadows, and so that's what I'm going to lean into. So I've been collecting stones since then. The 2 that I was called to pick up and put in my pocket this morning that I'm going to talk about. The first one is the bloodstone. I don't know how this is going to focus, or if it will focus. The bloodstone, okay? The history of the bloodstone is that in the Middle Ages, okay, this relates to your root chakra and your heart chakra, the bloodstone. Now, in the Middle Ages, this was considered the martyr stone. And it was considered the martyr stone because it is said that the red flecks in the bloodstone, people of the Middle Ages believe that the red flecks were the blood of Jesus that fell from the cross during his crucifixion onto a piece of jasper at his feet. So the red and green, the red is the blood that fell from Jesus on the cross onto the jasper, creating the bloodstone. The ancient Greeks and Romans used this as a battlefield amulet, okay, for courage. And people who appreciated the elements, I'm not going to say witches or clairvoyants or intuitives or whatever, just people, because we're just people. This is also used for sun magic, supposedly. And if you put it in water, supposedly created storms. I don't know that we have the vibration to do that anymore, but I'm not against it. So if anybody does that and it works, let us know. The bloodstone. Let me find my notes. The bloodstone uses. I picked it up today, and this is to lighten panic and to ease the fear that you'll never be enough, which is so appropriate for my first YouTube channel. 12:08 on the timer, I think. 12:12 now. You are enough. You're enough. This will ease the feeling that you'll never be enough and the sense of panic that gives you. So perfect, appropriate stone for me today. And the other stone that I have in my pocket, sorry, I'm distracted. Some people are cruising down my street and they don't belong here. The other stone I have in my pocket is the Apache tear. Okay, the Apache tear. This stone was the stone I got in Las Vegas, and I got it from the person who last betrayed me and her mother. Okay, and let me just talk about this Apache stone really quick before I go any further with that. The Apache tear, Apache tear. The Apache tear, the legend or the lore behind this is that in 1870 the U.S. cavalry rode into Superior, Arizona in a battle against Apache warriors, and they had the warriors surrounded on a cliff, and rather than surrender, the Apache warriors rode their horses off the cliff to their death. And it is said that when their wives found them in their bodies, that the tears they shed over their bodies turned into dark smooth stones, the Apache tear. The purpose of the Apache tear, okay, picked it up today, is for emotional release. Hang on, sorry, I'm all itchy and stuff. I carry a handkerchief because my soul's 90 years old, so whatever, that's who I am. Get over it. Emotional release. This is for the release of tears, to let go of old hurts, and to forgive without bitterness. It affects your root chakra and brings in elements of the earth and all the things that have lived on it. So to the person that betrayed me in Arizona, I forgive you. I love you. And I hope that you heard me when I told you all the things that you're capable of. When I told you the potential that I saw in you, I mean it. Whether I'm there or not. Super powerful manifester. Figure that shit out. I love you. I wish you the best. No hard feelings here. And good luck. And to everybody else, don't be afraid of stones. Look into them if you want. If you see one, if they come to you as a gift, if someone gives them to you, if someone brings them to you, it's meant to be. It's part of your life. So with forgiveness, I'm going to say thank you. Thank you to you over there in Las Vegas, to you and your mom. I wish you guys the best. Everything's meant to be. Your life will unfold the way that it's supposed to. My closing message is to evolve into the moment that you're living. And anyone who isn't willing to walk with you there, who isn't willing to meet you there, who isn't willing to get to know the you that you are now, not your shadow of who you've been, not the shadow of who you're going to promise to be, who you hope to be. The people that aren't standing with you when the sun isn't out, when your shadow isn't being cast, in your lowest fucking moment, don't look for them. Let them come to you when they evolve into being part of your life. I love you all. You're unique. 1 out of 8 billion. All right? So don't try to be like anybody else. Take care. Go make the world a better place.